How much of our problems at the moment in society is down to the fact that we have no fathers in the home? So how can a young man growing up know what it is to be a real man, a proper man, when he doesn't see any of them in his house? He doesn't see him on TV. Most men on TV now are portrayed as fools. It's, the Homer Simpson character, the Family Guy character. There's no more positive male role models on TV, and the only role models they see are basically thugs and gangsters, and they don't even have fathers in the home. How much of a problem is that in the US? It's a huge problem in the UK.
It's the number one problem.
I agree.
It's the number one problem because when you don't have that father in the home to be that living example, meaning that he's dealing with his wife, your mother, in the right way. He's providing. He's a good example because you can have a father in the home, but if the father is not leading the mother, the wife, in the right way to go, she's still going to turn the children against him. And so we need the fathers in the home. That's why they take the men out of the homes, because they don't want that example of God in the home. They don't want, and men represent God. They're sons of God. Even if they're beta males, they're still sons of God. And so they may be weak. They've just been turned away from God. So when you can degrade the man, you put the light out so that the children cannot see the right way to go. And the devil, the evil that dwells in the women and weak men, it knows that men are sons of God. And that's why you have to destroy them, because you don't want the wife and the children to find the right way to go. I remember growing up down in Alabama on a plantation under the so-called Jim Crow law. But the one thing that the blacks had going for them at that time, they did not have physical leaders over them. They only had God over them, and the parents was over the children. And they worked hard. They taught the kids to work. They bought land. They thought and did for themselves. They were individuals. And they knew that our battle was a spiritual battle. It wasn't black or white. It was good versus evil. And that there were decent white people and decent black people, decent bad white people, bad black people. So it was based on that. But once the civil rights movement started, which was one of the worst things, other than abortion, the civil rights movement was one of the worst things that ever happened to Black Americans and to the country, because they sold the blacks to the Democratic Party for fake power. They wanted to be the leader of the people. And then government gave the blacks welfare checks and money and said, but you can't have a father in the home, removing Christ from the home, right? And since then, it's just been downhill. Fathers are crucial to the family. If they're not there, they're not a living example, the family will go to hell in a handbasket. They will end up angry, living in their imagination, and out of control. So we got to put the fathers back by waking them up so they can take back their family.
I completely agree, and we see this in the UK. So I've spent 2 decades now mainly working on the streets with young people, mainly young men and young boys, walking into the troubled areas, chatting to them, trying to get them jobs, trying to get them to see a better future than the one they have. And this is a great little story, but I always know if a child's parents are immigrants. Because if I can walk up to a 15-year-old white, black, brown boy, it doesn't matter the colour, and I say to them, what are you thinking of doing when you leave school? What do you want in life? If they say, I want to be a doctor, a solicitor, whatever, run my own business, and we're talking about poor areas here, when they say that, I know for a fact, not only are your parents together, but your parents are immigrants, aren't they? And they always go, yeah. A generation away from that, their children will say things like, I don't want to do anything. I want to be a drug dealer. I'm just going to claim benefit. And it's like, we destroy in one generation that family unit that emigrates here, and we destroy it in one unit, in one generation.
Yeah, they have to, the enemies of God, the haters of God, they have to destroy the family, because if the kids grow up in a strong family environment, when they go out into the world, when they go to school, when they go to wherever they go, the world will not be able to deceive them. It cannot take control of the children if they grew up with a strong family foundation. But as you said, unfortunately, they're not. That's not happening anymore for the most part.
Exactly. And we think sometimes, not me and you, but other people think a father in the home is only beneficial to the boys, but it's also beneficial to the girls. How are the girls going to know what a decent man looks like, what a husband should be doing and can do, unless they see it? That's why so many of our girls now make poor decisions because they don't know what a good man looks like, so they're making the wrong decisions.
That's right. And the girls, when they don't grow up close to their fathers. They become just like their mothers too, angry and uh, try to dominate the man. They want to be the head of the man, but they're miserable. They're looking for the love of a father. And so the boys and the girls should grow up close to their fathers so that they will have peace within. They will have a direction in life. They'll be able to see. And the girls need the father as much as the boys do.